Funding for the Iowa Girls High School State Softball Championships is provided by...
The path to greatness starts early. The Iowa Farm Bureau believes in Iowa's youth and their pursuit of greatness. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Each student's effort is important, and when one rises, we all rise to a better Iowa.
Fairway, along with Nabisco, Frito-Lay, and Sara Lee, is a proud sponsor of the Iowa Girls Sports Championships. We congratulate all the schools and student athletes participating in this year's Girls High School State Softball Championships. Fairway, proud to care for the places we work and live. By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community. Mid-American Energy and their Energy Advantage programs are dedicated to increasing the awareness of energy efficiency in Iowa's homes and businesses. Information is at midamericanenergy.com. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your service.
It's time for the largest class to take Buena Vista Field at the Rogers Sports Complex in Fort Dodge, Iowa, in the Iowa Farm Bureau Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union State Softball Championships. The 5A title game as the top-ranked Waukee Warriors back into the title game after winning it all in 2015. The challenger, Pleasant Valley, also no strangers to the 5A title game. Just 1 year ago, they were 1 out away from being crowned champions. Along with Molly Parrott, I am Brad Wells, and Molly, both of these teams have fantastic pitching plans. Runs will come at a premium today.
Oh, absolutely. It'll be fun to watch the battle against pitchers and hitters. We have potent offenses and very good pitchers.
All right, let's take a look at the Waukee Warriors as they come in with Sarah Schaefer in the pitcher circle, but they've got some experience here at state.
Absolutely. As you mentioned, 10th trip to state, 2 years ago, winning the state championship. A year ago, didn't even get to state, were beat prior to that by Fort Dodge. They were very hungry to get back to this stage. Sarah Schaefer there, you can see a very impressive pitching record. She'll pitch at Michigan starting this fall. She's very good with the stick as well. 4 of 6 in the state tournament for her at the plate.
Pleasant Valley very good with the stick as well. Over 50 home runs on the year.
And home runs have been an important aspect for the Spartans in this state tournament. They had 2 games where home runs are what were able to put them over the top, both in quarterfinal and semifinal action.
All right, we'll turn it over to public address announcer Tim Fitzpatrick.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen and softball fans. Welcome to Harlan and Hazel Rogers Sports Complex and this 5A championship softball game between the visitors on the scoreboard, the Pleasant Valley Spartans, and the home team, the Waukee Warriors. Let's first of all beat the non-starters from Pleasant Valley. Number 4, Claire Bebo. Number 5, Jessie Meyer. Number 8, Caitlin Crone. Number 12, Kristen Hartman. Number 13, Peggy Klinger. Number 14, Anna Griffin. Number 15, Sophia Lindquist. Number 16, Carly Lundry. Your assistant coaches for Pleasant Valley, Sam Urban, Amy Labarge, Haley Beals, and Erica Miller. And now, here is your starting lineup. For the Pleasant Valley Spartans, leading off and playing second base, number 1, Carly Spellog. Batting second at shortstop, number 2, Mallory Lefebvre. Batting third, the third baseman, number 7, Alexia Lara. Cleanup hitter for the Spartans and doing the catching, number 19, Hannah Mauser. Batting fifth and doing the pitching, number 10, Ellie Spellog. Batting sixth at first base, number 20, Riley Carlson. Batting seventh in center field, number 9, Emily Wood. Batting eighth, the left fielder, number 3, Tara Toish. Batting ninth, the designated player, number 11, Rachel Tebby. And your right fielder flex player, number 6, Belle Lutkin. Head coach for the Pleasant Valley Spartans, Jose Lara. And now, here are your non-starters for the home team from Waukee. Number 2, Brianne Bingaman. Number 6, Kate Felt. Number 8, Emma Richards. Number 11, Mara Anderson. Number 12, Grace Klauser. Number 13, Kelsey Rincon. Number 14, Grace Foxen. Number 16, Sarah Noga. Number 21, Gabby Shepard. And number 22, Jade Martinez. Assistant coaches for the Warriors, Andy Briggs, Morgan Hoig, Emily Jameson. And now here's your starting lineup for the home team from Waukee. Leading off and playing right field, number 4, Logan Atkinson. Batting second, the left fielder, number 1, Delaney Taylor. Batting third and doing the pitching, number 18, Sarah Schaefer. Cleanup hitter for the Warriors, the designated player, number 19, Morgan Neely. Batting fifth at third base, number 5, Molly Platty. Batting sixth at shortstop, number 10, Casey Costa. Batting seventh, the second baseman, number 3, Kelly Fote. Batting eighth, the first baseman, number 7, Jalen Yokovitz. Batting ninth and doing the catching, number 20, Natalie Wellett. Your center fielder flex player, number 9, Mary Catherine Gray. Head coach for the Waukee Warriors, Carrie Eby. Ladies and gentlemen, please turn your attention to our home plate area. The umpires for this contest, as assigned by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. At first base, Mr. Stan Wisniewski. At third base, Mr. Lanny Miller. And calling the balls and strikes today, Mr. Mark Amadeo. Who's ready for state championship softball?
All right, the 5A title game is underway here in Fort Dodge. Little rain delay for the 4A game. The game previously here, instead of 90-degree temperatures right now, we'll take this. A little breezy, overcast, and gusty breezy here, Molly. The flag there in full force right now.
Well, very different temperatures than we were anticipating, but we've been in Iowa long enough to know that even though it's maybe a little cool and cloudy now, it could very easily be 90s and high humidity shortly.
All right, here is a look at the Waukee defense. Taylor is sophomore in left field. Kate Gray is senior in center field. She's a speedster. Atkinson in right field. And Costa at short. Platty on the left side as well. Fote, Yakovsky on the corners, or on the right side there. Wellett behind the plate for the senior pitcher, Sarah Schaefer. Here's a look at the Waukee defense, and there is Sarah Schaefer. And quite the season that she has put together here. 25-0 on the season, including 2 wins here in Fort Dodge this week.
A very impressive pitcher, works really hard at it. Softball is the only sport she plays, so she's really been focused on that. Verbally committed to University of Michigan a couple years ago. We'll probably talk a little bit about her recruitment process that we discussed, but she's kind of felt like she has a little bit of a target on her back because of who she is signed with. But potent Pleasant Valley lineup. It'd be fun to watch this battle between Carly Spellhog and gang against Sarah Schaefer.
Carly Spellhog, Mallory Lefevre, and Alexia Lar to start it off, and a base hit for Spellhog right out of the gates.
Love the aggressiveness of Spellhog. Going up against a very good pitcher, as we've said, and shows no type of intimidation whatsoever, just getting right on that first pitch.
Talking to head coach Jose Lara, they love just to get out there and swing the bats. This is Mallory Lefevre, and gets the bunt up in the air, but over the third baseman, and everyone will be safe. The first 2 runners are aboard for Pleasant Valley.
Well, certainly not how you would draw it up for the Spartans. The last thing you want to do in a sacrifice bunt situation, put the ball up in the air, but she is fortunate, and that even though it's a high pitch, she is able to get a bat on it up in the air, but just over to that gap in that shortstop area. Defense had shifted because of the bunt situation.
So here's Alexia Lara, coach's daughter. The bunt to third. That one bobbled. And the first 3 runners are aboard. 3 pitches and 3 base runners here in the top of the first inning.
It sure hasn't started the way Waukee had maybe drawn it up. The team makes a good decision here. They will come and huddle on their own without their head coach, Carrie Eby. See if they can calm themselves down a little bit. One of the things talking to players on this Waukee team yesterday said, Sarah's such a great pitcher. We rely on her, of course, tremendously, but we have to do our job behind her. This is an instance where they absolutely have to do their job behind her because, case in point, 3 batters, 3 bats on the ball, and Spartans certainly want to put pressure on the Warriors.
And here's the team leader in home runs. And Mauser with a swing on the first pitch. And they're getting in the box. And they are not psyched out here in this first inning facing Sarah Schaefer. They have been swinging on the first pitch.
And I love it. I think sometimes batters, when they face off against a really good pitcher, they may want to see a pitch or two, or they may want to see a strike. I'm all about hopping on that first pitch. It might be the best one you see. And starting with Spellhog at the top of the lineup, that was a great pitch. She went with it and got a hit.
Hannah Mauser rolls it into left field. Pleasant Valley is on the board as they get one. And that is the 3rd base hit already in this game for Pleasant Valley. And Mauser just got it right out in front of the plate. And there you see Carly Spellhog scoring easily from 3rd. Lefevre holds at 3rd. Lara is at 2nd.
And I'm sure Coach Lara pleased to see his team really connecting early on the offensive end. In yesterday's semifinal game, only 4 hits for the entire team. One of those being a home run that ended up being the game-winning home run. So love the aggressiveness that the Spartans are showing early.
Claire Bebo is at first, courtesy running for Hannah Mauser, the catcher. And at the plate is Ellie Spellhog, the junior.
Older sis of Carly. See her on the mound here shortly for PV.
Good healthy cut there. Pushes the count to 0-2. Ellie Spellhog, part of last year's all-tournament team. Grounds one to the 3rd baseman. It's a force at home. The catcher dropped it and did not pick it up in time. And the 2nd run is in for Pleasant Valley.
Well, this Waukee team, see Coach Carrie Eby emerge from the dugout to have a little chat with her squad. Have another look at this here. 3rd base makes a nice play. Catcher just can't quite hang on to it. That's a freshman behind the plate playing in her first state championship game. Probably some jitters a little bit. See if Waukee can regroup.
Bases loaded, nobody out. 2 runs in for Pleasant Valley here in the top of the first inning against the top-seeded Waukee Warriors. Pleasant Valley Spartans. A fast start here in the first. That pitch below the knees, and not sure if our cameras are picking this up, but some drizzle going into the face of Sarah Schaefer. There's a grounder to the 2nd baseman, and the play by Fote is made over to Yakovich at first, and we have 1 away.
Great job of taking the ball in the opposite direction, allowing that runner to score from 3rd.
3 runs in. 2 runners still in scoring position. Here's a slap left side, Emily Wood, and that is fair.
Some indecision by the base runner, but it doesn't matter. She is able to scamper home.
Bebo able to score, and Wood able to end up on 2nd base. Another run across for Pleasant Valley.
Base runner not quite able to read that, but as soon as it dropped, maybe it's just a slight indecision, but then once she did finally make the decision to go, is able to slide home safely. A little bit of an errant throw to home. And Wood able to advance to second on the throw.
So now is Tara Toish for Pleasant Valley. This is the 8th batter of the inning here in the first.
One of the things Coach Lara talked about yesterday is on offense, doing the little things, applying their approach, and then really, certainly you have an approach, you think about what you're going to do in the dugout, you analyze the pitcher, but at the same point, don't try to analyze things too much. I think he talked to his team about being aggressive. We are not going to back down to this Waukee squad. Both of these teams have been in similar positions. As we said, Waukee winning this 2 years ago. They play in the CIML, very, very competitive softball in Central Iowa. And Pleasant Valley, certainly no slouch either, having so many players back from last year. They were 1 out away from a championship a year ago. So both of these teams feel like they're very well positioned, equal opportunity to win the title.
Well prepared, have been here before, and feel like once they get into the game, they can settle the nerves. And Pleasant Valley, there's another hard hit ball. Costa to play at shortstop. And the throw to third. They needed the tag. Third baseman unable to catch it, so everybody's safe. Tara Tosh on the fielder's choice is on first. Emily Wood on third.
Emily Wood, as the base runner here, does a great job. Nice contact.
And Ellie Spellhog did score on that play too, but the throw kind of right to the backside of Wood.
And not a forced situation, like you said, so needing to tag out Emily Wood. Not surprised that she was going on contact. She does have 18 stolen bases on the season. Someone who wants to be aggressive on the base paths for sure.
There's Rachel Tebby in the 9 spot at the plate here in the first inning.
Rachel Tebby with a huge game in quarterfinal action, a triple and a home run. Awfully nice production from the bottom of that lineup.
Sometimes you almost utilize that as a second leadoff batter. Swing and a miss, and that is strike 2. Or excuse me, strike 3, out number 2. And to the top of the order we go. The young lady that started this whole thing off for Pleasant Valley, Carly Spellhog, a slap up into left center field. The sophomore back at the plate.
It'll be interesting as this game progresses to see if the Spartans continue with the same aggressive mentality, swinging at first pitches, bunting first pitches, being aggressive on base paths. Do they continue that up? Do they continue to do that throughout the game?
That one is popped foul, out of play. Platty gave it chase for the Warriors.
No ball, 2 strikes.
So there's Sarah Schaefer. She's in the circle for Waukee. Kind of unfamiliar territory for hers. You look back at Waukee. North Scott back before the tournament began scored 5 runs. Other than that, not used to giving up 5 in an inning. Not used to giving up 5 in a game.
Well, she has a 25-0 record. I mean, there have been few instances this year where she's even had a chance of losing a game. So definitely unfamiliar territory, a situation where you figure out what your team's made of really quickly. And Coach Evie, and talking to her yesterday at the game, she talked about, you know, as you go through the ebbs and flows of the season, even if you win some games, maybe you lose a game you shouldn't have, or maybe you beat someone and you not as impressively as maybe you should have. You know, she just talked about learning experiences throughout a season and really trusting their process.
Another run is in as Platty at third tried to make the throw over, and it brought Yakovitz off of first. And Pleasant Valley's rally continues.
Spellhog really getting down that line quickly. Should have been an out. Just another errant play by Waukee.
So Emily Wood scored from third. Tara Tosh stands on third. Spellhog at first, and Mallory Lefevre right there at the plate for the second time here this inning. She had an infield base hit. Little bunt went right over top of Schaefer and Platty, the pitcher third base combo. Chops that one foul, and she's behind in the count, 0-2 here with 2 away.
There's 3 seniors on this Spartan squad. Behind the plate, we'll have Hannah Mauser, Rachel Tebby,
No balls, 2 strikes.
also in the outfield. But for the most part, this is a Spartan squad that's young, with very bright future ahead.
The ground ball, tough play for Fote. Able to get it just ahead of the speedy Lefevre, but Pleasant Valley, 6 runs, 5 of them unearned here in the top of the first inning.
Chip away slowly, but you got to believe in each other. You got to play aggressive, okay? Don't get jumpy. There's plenty of time. You got to see the ball, play our game, okay? Here we go. Come on.
All right, there's Carrie Eby, head coach for Waukee, as they get set to head to the plate for their first time. Let's take a look at the Pleasant Valley defense. As Tara Toish in left, Wood in center, Tebby in right. And it is Laura at third, Lefevre at short, Spellhog at second. Carlson will be at first base. Hannah Mauser behind the plate for Ellie Spellhog, the junior, in the center circle for the Pleasant Valley Spartans defense.
Good look at Ellie there. Very talented, plays several sports, and actually, even though she devotes really year-round time to pitching, she'll play basketball in college. She still has another year left of high school, but recently committed to play basketball at Bradley. I asked her about that. I said, you know, when you're pretty good at a lot of things, how do you decide? She said, I feel like my arm will maybe be ready for something else at that point. Waukee batting lineup, one of the things that Carrie Eby is very committed to. They have gone home every night after games, and that is largely because they have a routine. This is a pretty superstitious squad. Coach Carrie Eby, Sarah Schaefer in the circle, pretty superstitious squad. They like the routine. Part of that routine, what I'm getting at, is they like to hit in the morning. First thing, 8:30, 9 o'clock. I think it was maybe going to have to be around 7:45 this morning, but Coach Eby will pitch to them. She'll throw live. And so these are Waukee players who have been up early this morning with sticks in hand. We'll see if they can come back after getting out early.
So Logan Akeson leads it off, the right fielder for Waukee. And there's a slap into right field, and that's down for a base hit. So Waukee gets their first batter on the base pads. And just like Pleasant Valley, by way of a base hit.
Like Coach Eby said in that huddle, you have to relax, we have to chip away. Plenty of softball ahead. No reason to get rattled. Certainly easy to do that when you're down 6-0. Have not been in this position, but no reason to get too rattled, and just chip away 1 run at a time, 1 base runner at a time. And great job. Atkinson gets them going, leading things off.
At the plate, this is Delaney Taylor. Taylor, the Warriors left fielder. First year in the starting lineup, ran bases for Waukee a year ago.
Waukee with some speed in their lineup. Several of the young ladies on this team.
Carly Spellhog at second, able to recover nicely and get it to Carlson at first just in time. Young sophomore able to make the play. 1 away.
As I was saying, several of these Waukee Warriors state champs in various events on the track. So a lot of speed in the lineup. Atkinson really gets things going from that leadoff spot. And
anchored a state championship 4x8 relay team. Has 4 state meet medals. Taylor, who just grounded out, also a member of the state championship softball team, led off their sprint medley relay. Here is Sarah Schaefer at the plate. Slaps it right side. Another tough one to handle for Spellhog, and then throws it away. And coming around to score is Logan Akeson. So Waukee gets 1 back as Sarah Schaefer hits it hard on the ground, and Spellhog, this one just got a little bit too deep on her defensively.
Thank you.
well, that's a play that Spellhog could and should make. I think maybe back on her heels a little bit. That ball hit pretty hard. Always need to make sure that you're playing the softball. You don't let the softball play you. I think you're hanging back a little bit. You maybe are a little more susceptible to some sort of crazy hop, and that's kind of what happened there. Good aggressiveness on the base paths. Evie waving Atkinson home.
Grace Klauser into run. Courtesy runner for the pitcher Schaefer at first. At the plate, Morgan Neely, designated player, a 4-year starter. Twice a first-team all-conference pick. Plans to play softball for DMAC next year.
Had a pretty significant surgery last fall, was able to come back, recover.
And there's a double play as Riley Carlson able to field the line drive from Neely. Steps on it for out number 2, or catches it for out number 2, steps on the base for out number 3. And that will end the first inning for us with Pleasant Valley leading 6-1. All right, let's take a look back at Pleasant Valley's huge top of the first inning. We're going 11 batters deep in this inning. It all got started. Alexia Lara with the hit. There's Mauser driving one in for Pleasant Valley. And some errors started to stack up on Waukee. 3 of them in the top of that first inning.
I think the common theme here is aggressiveness by Pleasant Valley. Hopping on first pitches. Carly Spellhog really getting things going from that leadoff spot. Making solid contact, the first pitch that's thrown at her, then those next 2 batters looking for sacrifice bunt situations, but were able to place them nicely, safe themselves, some aggressive base running. So we'll see if the Spartans are able to keep that up. They have a very potent offense, although it wasn't the long ball that did in that inning, it was some of the small ball.
Alexia Lara to lead it off for Waukee.
Alexia, the coach's kid, her dad.
We'll likely see her in the pitcher's circle at some point today. More on that a little bit later. Starting at third base defensively. Reached on an error by the third baseman in the first inning.
We talked to Coach Lara about coaching his daughter, and he called it a privilege.
Loves it, absolutely loves it. In his first season as head coach with the Pleasant Valley Spartans, was an assistant. I'm really excited to be back here at State after playing in the championship game a year ago.
Alexia's older sister Jasmine played for Pleasant Valley, now at Western Illinois. It's kind of all in the family for the Laras. Good job of staying alive there, hanging tough. And we'll see if these pitchers maybe start to struggle with the grip of the softball a little bit if this mist continues. Kudos to this grounds crew here at the Rogers Softball Complex. Did a really great job of getting things ready to go.
Well, we got a up-close look at what goes into putting a tarp on the field, taking it off, and then repeating that same process as Lara grounds out. Nice play by Platty that time to get her out. A throw across the diamond, and there's one away. Hannah Mauser to the plate. She had a single. Drove in a run in the first inning. It's a hard hit ball right by Coach Lara in that third base box. You see Hannah Mauser. RBI base hit.
And Mauser with her playing softball at Kirkwood next year, and Neely from Waukee playing at DMAC. Those two may see each other again. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised at all if they see each other again up back on the diamond in different jerseys.
Mauser, the catcher for Pleasant Valley, loves the 1-2 punch they've been using through the playoffs in that pitcher's circle. This one fouled away. Count goes to 1-2 here. on Hannah Mauser. Sarah Schaefer, the senior pitcher in the circle for Waukee, trying to settle in the Warriors D here in the second inning after giving up 6 in the first.
And even when Pleasant Valley, they've been very aggressive, not going too deep into counts, but in the scenarios where they haven't made contact on a first pitch, they're doing a really nice job of fouling pitches off. Not really seeing them surprised or fooled too much, not too many whiffs so far in the early going for PV, doing a really nice job making contact.
Good approaches at the plate. See the rain dripping off of the helmets here as that rain coming down a little bit harder. A few umbrellas pop up in the stands.
I think they're maybe gonna.
The ball's wet here. They're gonna see if they can get Sarah a towel, I believe.
Here.
Put it in back pocket.
You're saying just can't quite get her hand dry.
Sarah Schaefer headed to Michigan, pitched in the 2015 state tournament when Waukee was state champs. Trying to finish off her senior season with a state title, and right now behind 5 runs here in the second inning, but has a 25-0 record, .66 ERA, and credit Pleasant Valley for a 6th spot in that first inning, forcing the Waukee defense to try and make some tough plays, and 3 errors later, 5 unearned runs in that first inning, part of Pleasant Valley's 6th spot.
Well, back to the weather, Brad, there are very few scenarios where these student athletes would be playing softball in this type of conditions. Now, certainly if they play some fall ball or spring ball, they may run into these temperatures, but we talked to them yesterday. How was the heat? Did that affect you at all? Nope, we're used to it. They're used to playing double headers and Saturday tournaments in these types of conditions. So I think a little bit of moisture, things just a little bit cooler. This is different than what they're probably used to.
Well, I think we saw a little bit of it yesterday. While we were asking them about the heat, they were having a hard time keeping their hands dry because they were sweating so much. It was so hot and humid. It's a little chopper by Ellie Spellhog, rolls foul. So Spellhog back to the plate. Claire Bebo, the courtesy runner, down at first. Spellhog looks at strike 2. Ellie Spellhog with volleyball, basketball, runs track and plays softball. Molly, you mentioned she's decided to play basketball in college. Here's a high fly ball as Fote looks up into the rain and able to make the catch on the infield. Not an easy play, but a nice play made there for out number 2 by the senior Kelly Fote.
Had a chance to talk to Kelly a little bit after yesterday's game. One of 5 seniors on this squad, 4 are starters. She'll go to Iowa State in this fall, will not be playing softball or any other sport, has played basketball in high school too. Common theme in talking to this Waukee squad, especially seniors, Kelly Fote, Sarah Schaefer, talked so much about being hungry in the offseason, what they wanted to do to get back to the state tournament, win a state tournament again after not even making it to state a year ago, losing to Fort Dodge. And
I think it was Kelly said,
action.
We're a little bitter about 2016. I think it's the term she used.
Yes.
Ready to get back, but
they really hit the weights, did a lot of indoor fielding and hitting throughout the winter.
there's a base hit into left field for Carlson. And Bebo beats the throw to second. So Riley Carlson with a base hit. After a ground out in the first, Carlson is aboard, and Emily Wood, the center fielder, had a base hit. And her first at bat comes to the plate with 2 out and 2 aboard here for Pleasant Valley. Slap to the right side. Fote scoops, throws, And Waukee's defense able to leave 2 Pleasant Valley runners stranded here in the second inning. And let's go, Molly, let's go keys to the game here. Let's talk about these Pleasant Valley Spartans a little bit more and what they need to do to come away with a state title.
Well, we've talked a little about Pleasant Valley and a two-headed monster, if you will, in the circle. 2 juniors. Spellhog gets the start. We will likely see Lara later on in the game. That's kind of been the theme throughout the postseason. Very different pitchers. Teams have a little bit of trouble adjusting to Lara after seeing a pretty different pitcher in Spellhog. And Grip It and Rip It, we've talked a lot about their home run hitting prowess. Several players on this team swing a big bat. A couple players on the team have double-digit home runs on the season. We haven't seen a homer yet, but those were home run ball was a big factor in both of their wins earlier here in Fort Dodge.
And Grip It and Rip It worked in the first inning for Pleasant Valley. Here's Waukee. Starts with Sarah Schaefer in the circle here.
Well, it does start with Sarah in the circle, and she's been hit a little bit early. Her defense hasn't made plays behind her like they need to. That will need to get a little bit better. And the strength of their schedule, I think, in a game like this, it's a big game, but they've been playing in big games all season long. In the CIML, 14 straight seasons, a representative of the CIML has won the large class in the state of Iowa. PV trying to change that. A lot of pride in Eastern Iowa and the softball in that part of the state, but for the last 14 years, no one has been able to dethrone the CIML. And of course, Waukee and the others back there would like to keep that trophy in Central Iowa.
There's a hit batter. Waukee has Molly Platty aboard. You talk about Pleasant Valley's pride of Eastern Iowa from Bettendorf in the Quad Cities. They said, we want to represent all of the Quad Cities here at state. So they really want to try and embrace that whole eastern side, everybody up along that Mississippi River, and bring a state title out east. So Platty aboard to being hit by the pitch here. Casey Costa at the plate. The Warriors shortstop. You see Ellie Spellhog keeping her hands dry for Pleasant Valley. It's chopped foul and out of play.
Casey Costa is a junior, hitting about .350 on the season. You can hear the umpire talking a little bit to the catcher and the pitcher about having, are your hands wet? Is the ball wet? I think that's something that we'll probably see most of the rest of this game, even if that midst lets up.
That one gets away from Mauser, and down to second goes Platty.
As we said earlier, this Waukee squad, you just have to continue to chip away, put base runners on. But when you get base runners on, you have to kind of make sure that you can bring them home. Both Waukee and Cedar Rapids Kennedy leaving quite a few base runners on yesterday. That was one thing that was so impressive about Waukee on the defensive side. Kennedy left 9 runners on base. Sarah Schaefer did such a great job of mowing them down. When Kennedy had ducks on the pond, she took the ball and the situation into her own hands, had some strikeouts, key strikeouts to end threats.
And behind in the count here, 3-1. Facing Costa, the shortstop. And it's slapped to the right side, fielded nicely by Carlson, and trots it to first, unassisted for out number 1. Kelly Fote to the plate. Second baseman senior, a 3-year starter for Waukee. Twice a second-team all-conference selection. She digs in with a runner in scoring position as Platty stands on third.
Lays off that high fastball.
Spellhog, that one that got away from Mauser, might have been, you never know when that softball is wet or the hand gets slick. Hard to grip the ball. Could be hard to find your spot.
You take a big jump if you're a base runner. That ball scoots away even a little bit. If you have that big jump and you're aware, should be able to take some open bases.
There's one down the chute to Fote. Spellhog trying to battle back, trying to keep that ball dry. Foul. Slap just foul by Fote. Kelly Fote on the season hits .372. 28 RBIs coming into the state tournament. Looking to add one here in the title game.
Okay, we have 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Mauser communicating with her defense, reminding them that there's 1 out, run around third base, knowing the situation, knowing what happens if the ball comes to you with that runner on third in scoring position.
It's Platty on third, Fote at the plate. That's slapped into right field, and that is a fair ball. Platty scores easily, and it's Fote with an RBI single here in the second inning.
Good battle at the plate by Fote. Does a great job of taking that pitch in the opposite direction after battling off a few other pitches. Great effort, great leadership out of the senior.
Spellhog in the circle now facing Jalen Yakovitz. Waukee able to get at least 1 more run back. That's chopped foul over the head of head coach Carrie Eby.
1 more. Actually, another one.
Yakovitz starting this year for the first time in her career. Another youngster on this Waukee squad, just finishing up her sophomore year.
So just 1 away here in the bottom of the second inning. Low and away. Spellhog with a drop ball. She's got quite a few pitches she can go to. From a fastball to a 2-seam cutter. She's got a changeup, drop ball, screwball, curveball. She usually finds 3 or 4 pitches that are working that day, and today might be a day too. What you can get a grip on.
And this might be a day where your usual stuff may not be working quite as much depending on the grip of the softball. You got to go with what's working that day. Home plate umpire reminding catcher, make sure that anything that's skipping in the dirt, making sure that you're getting back to the pitcher with a dry ball. Try to keep the speed of play going.
His little slap's going to stay in the infield. The play to second is in time. Nice defensive hands by Mallory Lefevre, the sophomore at shortstop.
Yeah, great heads-up play. Kind of a slow-moving ball. Does a great job of charging it, and really quick release on that turn to second base.
So they get Fote out on the force. Yakovitz is at first. Up to bat for the first time here this afternoon, Natalie Wellett, the Warriors catcher, looks at strike 1 from Spellhog.
Natalie Wellett, just a freshman, quite a responsibility and probably quite an honor, I would guess, for her to be behind the plate, manning the catching duties for Sarah Schaefer, a very, very good pitcher.
Said the first time that she caught Sarah Schaefer, her hand was a little swollen. She said she got a little extra padding for the mitt. Here gets to do some work at the plate, facing Spellhog. That one's upstairs, 2-1 the count.
It might be a little hard to tell on TV because it's kind of a slight camouflage, but those Spartan jerseys, yes, it is a camouflage print. We'll talk a little bit more about why the Spartans are going with that camouflage theme. You can see that American flag on the left arm, and that's really a tribute to head coach Jose Lara and his wife. Veterans met in the military, so.
Grounder up the middle. Spellhog flips it over to first, and Waukee able to get one more run back, makes it 6-2 after 2. We'll be right back with the third inning here on Iowa Public Television.
Eat it raw, steamed, or fried, broccoli is king when it comes to versatility. I'm Charity Nebbe. On the next Iowa Ingredient, we'll find out how broccoli is grown in Iowa.
From seed, it's 90 days to harvest.
Then Chef David Barusio of Baru 66 will tantalize our taste buds with some broccoli recipes. All that and more on the next Iowa Ingredient.
Saturday morning at 11:30 on Iowa Public Television.
We have a message that we're trying to get across. Everyone's going to take something different from the songs, and it just surprises you in an unbelievable way.
Enjoy it tonight at 10 on Iowa Public Television.
Pleasant Valley in front 6-2, a big first inning by the bats of Pleasant Valley. You see the crowd here in Fort Dodge. You got to bring your umbrella, either for the rain or the sun, as it might get a little bit steamy. Let's take a look at Waukee pitcher Sarah Schaefer. Here's your Michigan commit.
Sarah Schaefer, very talented. She's a tall, strong kid, long levers, does a really great job of all that force heading in one direction. She talked about why the University of Michigan. Carol Hutchinson, really a pioneer in softball and women's athletics in general. She said, you know, Hutch is really known for being a tough coach, said, but when I was there, she's so warm. The coaching staff was so warm. They gave me big hugs. It just felt like it was home right away. And Sarah talked to us a little bit about just the pressure of everyone knowing that that's Sarah Schaefer, who's going to play at Michigan, one of the storied programs in the Big Ten and in the country. And she said that's been a little bit of pressure. Her parents have really helped her work through that. Great to have mom and dad supporting her, of course. And speaking of dad, Sarah being very superstitious, as we mentioned, she makes her dad wear the same outfit. So she said, oh yeah, my dad will have to go home and wash that so he can wear it tomorrow.
Pretty regular laundry routine here for the state tournament for the Schaefer family. That was Yakovitz at first, got underneath the Toish fly ball, but here's one out into left field for Tebby. And Tebby in with a stand-up double with one away here for Pleasant Valley.
Tebby with a good state tournament. Like we said, a couple of hits in that quarterfinal action. That 9-inning win over West Des Moines Valley. She had a triple and a home run.
That brings us to the top of the order here in the third. And at the plate for PV, Carly Spellhog. Spellhog had a solo home run in the 5th inning of the semifinals yesterday. A sophomore to her sister Ellie, the junior. She's always played up when you're talking about travel ball and playing ASA with her sister. That one gets away down in the dirt, well in front of the plate. And over to third goes Tebby. And Schaefer asks for a dry ball. As the rain still spits here in Fort Dodge. So runner on third now for Pleasant Valley here with one away. And a ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit into center field. And Tebby in to score for Pleasant Valley to make it 7-2.
Carly Spellhog doing exactly what you want out of your leadoff batter. She starts the game very well. Like we said, first pitch of the contest, she gets on base. Shortly thereafter, scores the first run of the game for the Spartans. Ends up getting up a second time in that first inning, and here, her third at-bat of the game. 2 of 3, has an RBI there.
All 3 at-bats. She hits it to the left side of the infield, too, twice up the middle into center field. And Schaefer asks for another new softball.
Lefevre with a bunt in the first inning. Popped up a little bit, but placed it well enough to that shortstop area.
Spellhog tries to steal second. She does so safely. A nice throw from Willett.
Not too surprising that Carly's stealing there. Putting herself in a scoring position, leads the Spartans in stolen bases on the season.
So Lefevre now with runner in scoring position. Looks at one away. That's the count 2-1. Lefevre base hit in the first inning, then grounded out to Fote at second to end that first inning. Just the throw over to first, and just in time to get Lefevre. Costa with a real nice play there at shortstop.
It does a great job of looking Spellhog back, so Spellhog is unable to advance to third.
So Alexia Lara to the plate. Scored a run in the first inning. And had some heroics in the quarterfinal round for Pleasant Valley. A 9th inning bomb ended the extra inning battle, and there's her dad, Jose Lara. First year as head coach.
We asked some of the other players on the team, what's it like watching the father-daughter dynamic? And they said, it's great. He coaches her just like he coaches everyone else. Having been an assistant coach for a couple of years, he said, I was an assistant. He said, so a lot of the players called me Jose. So he says, what do they call you now? Oh, it just kind of depends. You know, the ones who knew me as an assistant call me Jose. So I'm Coach Jose. It's a little bit of everything, but clearly has really great relationships with the young women on this team.
That was a nice play by Platty at third to end the third inning. As Pleasant Valley gets one run here in this third inning to push their lead back to 5. There is a look at Waukee head coach Carrie Eby.
Okay. A couple options there.
All right, well, we showed you Sarah Schaefer in slow motion. Let's take a look at Pleasant Valley pitcher Ellie Spellhog, 1.15 ERA, and there's her delivery.
And as we said, I think probably one of the best things about Ellie is that since she does play a lot of sports, she's a competitive kid. Her mom was a pitcher at St. Ambrose. Her mom was actually the coach at Pleasant Valley several years ago in the 90s and early 2000s. So she's a competitor. She's a kid who's probably had some highs and lows because of all those different sports that she has played as the seasons change. So I really like that out of a pitcher, that she hasn't just pitched year-round and that's all that she's ever done. She's really an athlete out there who happens to pitch.
That's right, Ellie and Carly's mom, Julie, who is going into her 26th year as a math teacher at the high school. She played basketball and softball at St. Ambrose. Lisa Bluter was the head coach of the basketball team at the time, and she was also a teammate with then Robin Becker, now Robin Pinkston, who's the head coach at Missouri.
Okay, gals, here we go.
And the dad, Jim, superintendent, has been at Pleasant Valley Schools for 28 years, either as a principal or assistant superintendent, now superintendent. But yes, Julie coached the girls too, coached the high school team from, she thought, about 95 to maybe 2003 or 4, and then coached the kids through their ASA travel ball, 3rd through 7th grade, till they started playing high school. So she got a little bit of that competitiveness from mom. getting coached up over the years.
Probably mom, dad, older brother, older sister, younger sister.
Akeson lays the bunt down, and Spellhog a little slow getting over to cover first, and the throw off the mark as well allows Logan Akeson to reach safely.
Logan Akeson really showing that speed kills there. She probably could have advanced to second base. That errant throw got by right field just a little bit, but I think she didn't quite realize it soon enough in order to advance to that open base. But nonetheless, she gets on base for the second in 2 attempts.
Time here.
That one rolls foul. Delaney Taylor at the plate.
She used to do that once in a while. It was the other toe she did it off.
All right. You want to walk around a little bit? No, just kind of can stand there right now?
I think it's
Okay, well, it's okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Ready.
Fouled it off her foot.
You know, Coach Embry, previous maiden name was Embry, now Eby. Very good softball player herself, both at Waukee and then at St. Thomas up in Minnesota. Very, very successful. And if you're hurt, I don't know that I see her having a whole lot of empathy. She seems, I'm sure she was a pretty tough cookie back in her day. And she still throws that live hitting to the Warriors. Pitched to the team this morning before they hopped on the bus. So good look at head coach Carrie Eby.
She looks ready to go. She could jump in the batter's box.
Yeah, no kidding. She talked about one of the things in her 7 years. For the most part, she's had the same coaching staff. 3 of the 4 of them on that staff are teachers in the Waukee district. So that's been a real benefit to have that consistency in those 7 years.
Taylor fouls another one off. Stays alive and no balls, 2 strikes. Spellhog looking for the first out of the inning here in the 3rd. Little sunshine comes out here in the 3rd inning. That one's fouled straight back. Good quality at bat here by Delaney Taylor.
Just under 80 degrees here in Fort Dodge. Had some storms this morning here that delayed things, in case you're watching and maybe wondering why we're a little off schedule, just a little behind the regularly programmed schedule because of those storms. Still has remained pretty cool here, pretty humid. Definitely not the heat and humidity that we had yesterday.
Spellhog with her first strikeout of the game. Appreciates the sunshine. To the plate now, Sarah Schaefer. Hit it hard. The second baseman, Carly Spellhog, reached safely on an error. Looks at strike 1.
See if Schaefer can help her own cause here. Had 10 home runs, 9 coming into the tournament. Had 1 earlier in the week.
It's a 2-run blast in the first inning of the quarterfinals. That's how you help your team settle in to the state tournament atmosphere. You hit a 2-run home run in the first inning of your first game up here. It's a big home run swing right there, but was over top of it and down in the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Always fun to watch the Iowa kids move on to wherever they are choosing for their next adventure. It'll be fun to follow her. She heads up to Ann Arbor. She said, you know, they didn't recruit me for the pitcher that I am now. They recruited me for the potential that they see in me. So should be fun to follow her career. And of course, as we mentioned in the circle, Ellie Spellhog will play basketball at Bradley. She still has another year of high school left before then.
There's Sarah Schaefer at the plate. Looks at one low and away. 2-2 the count. That's Akeson on first base for Waukee. Schaefer at the plate. Morgan Neely in the on-deck circle, one away. Ground ball to the third baseman. That's Lara. The throw over to first is just in time. Nice recovery by Alexia Lara.
And great presence of mind to just stay cool, calm, and collected after initially fumbling that ground ball. Good job out of Alexia. She plays third base when she's not pitching. We do anticipate that at some point in this contest, she will move over to the pitcher's mound. That in the postseason, that's kind of been the theme for the Spartans. Spellhog will maybe pitch 4 or 5, and then she'll go in for maybe the last 2. They really like to do that because that last time through the lineup, for the most part, folks would see Spellhog for maybe 2 times through, and then Lara for that 3rd time through the lineup.
There's a slap into right center and a diving catch by Tebby out in right field. The senior with a big-time play to end the 3rd inning.
She had a big-time diving catch yesterday in semifinal action as well. A great job of just laying out. I don't know if we can get that one in slow-mo, but if we can, I think the folks at home would like to see it again.
Rachel Tebby with the diving catch to end the 3rd. So Pleasant Valley leads it 7-2.
See some smiles in that Pleasant Valley huddle. Coach Lara must have some pretty good words of wisdom for his young Spartan squad.
So a big first inning for Pleasant Valley. 6 runs in that first inning. Just one of them earned, but 4 base hits, 3 errors against Waukee, as that gave head coach Jose Lara a really nice cushion there after the first. And coach joining us now. Coach, a big first inning there. Must have felt pretty good putting up 6 runs.
Well, you know, it's comfortable, but we cannot rely on that lead. We have to continue to add, continue to do our thing.
So offensively, continue to keep them aggressive. Defensively, what are you telling the kids out there working with a 5-run lead?
Hey, stay on your toes, have a lot of fun.
Are you having a lot of fun today, Coach?
Oh, of course, always.
All right, hey, thanks a lot for joining us, and good luck today.
Thank you.
All right, head coach Jose Lara for the Pleasant Valley Spartans as we take a look at the...
He was quite a bit more talkative yesterday. Maybe the camera got him a little nervous. He was a man of few words there, where he's so focused on the task at hand. That's probably what it is.
It's in game mode here, and wouldn't mind a couple more runs here. Hannah Mauser at the plate. Big hit, right field. Looks like it'll stay fair, and a nice defensive play made by Logan Akeson for out number 1.
See what Spellhog can do. Help her cause. I always enjoy these pitcher versus pitcher matchups.
Change up, swing and a miss. Ellie Spellhog scored a run in the first inning. Popped out to the second baseman in the second. There's a ground ball right back to Schaefer. The throw over to first just in time. Kelly Fote, a real good job covering there from second base.
Really trying to keep the defense on their toes there a little bit. If she maybe could have tried to sneak bunt that maybe just a little bit more to the left, a little bit more toward that shortstop. It was just right at Schaefer. Pretty easy play to make.
Riley Carlson at the plate. Takes the first pitch, chops it foul. Had a base hit in her last at bat. In the second inning, was stranded at first. Top of 4 here. Pleasant Valley trying to build on their 5-run lead. Sliced foul right by our cameraman up on top of the first base dugout. Battling the conditions. Softballs going in all directions here.
Riley with 4 homers on the season. This Pleasant Valley team, as we said, 54 home runs as a squad coming into this game. Eight different players have knocked it out of the park for the Spartans. So really anyone in this lineup can do it.
Carlson caught leaning on the changeup. Costa underneath it. And is a quick top of the fourth for the Waukee defense as Pleasant Valley goes 1, 2, 3. We'll be right back with the bottom of the fourth.
We are the curious.
Wow! The adventurous.
Oh! Those venturing out for the first time.
And those who've never lost our sense of wonder.
Whoa. You seeing this?
We are the hungry.
The strong.
I must be the greatest!
The joyful.
A happy little cloud.
We believe there is always more we can uncover.
More we can explore.
We believe in the capacity for goodness.
And the potential for greatness.
The torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans.
PBS. PBS.
PBS.
(7-2) is our score. Pleasant Valley, that big 6-run first inning gave them a very nice cushion, and looking to hold on to that here and facing the Waukee bats here in the bottom of the fourth. Molly Platty to lead things off. 2-year starter at third. Twice. Honorable mention, all-conference pick in the CIML. Here's a ground ball right side. Spellhog to throw to Carlson, and there's one away.
Spellhog does a little better job there of attacking that softball. Earlier, a couple of innings ago, had a couple balls that she maybe just laid back on a little bit. A couple of pretty hot shots that played her. Nice job of attacking the ball there.
There's Casey Costa, grounded out in her last at-bat to Carlson at first base. Spellhog in the circle. Ellie Spellhog, the junior. Opponents honored this season a batting average of just 166. And looking for a state title to take back to the eastern border of Iowa. Grounder to Lara. The throw, and a nice scoop by Carlson at first.
Great job up there by Riley. Alexia Lara makes a good play on the defensive end. She gives a shout out to her first base person for scooping it up and saving her.
Here's a look at Riley Carlson, the junior.
Big smile, makes a good play there for her squad.
2 away here in the fourth inning. Kelly Fote, the Warriors' second baseman at the plate. Check swing, it's a strike on the pitch. Gonna have an RBI in her last at-bat, scoring Molly Platty back in the second inning. That one just missed.
Ellie Spellhog works pretty quickly, doesn't take a whole lot of extra time. Mauser does a really nice job of getting those pitch calls to her from the dugout to her really quickly. Keep the pace of the game going.
Grounder to Lara. A little bobble. The throw to first is just in time. Folk can't believe it. But this is the first 1-2-3 inning for the Pleasant Valley defense. And Waukee back out there on D's. We take another look.
Alexia Lara's had pretty close, has had a couple of those where she's maybe mishandled it just slightly initially, but she's got a nice strong arm, quick transfer. She's been able to nonetheless get a couple players out.
All right, joining us now is Waukee head coach Carrie Eby. And Coach, I guess just kind of your message to the ladies battling back from this 5-run deficit here.
Just kind of trust our process and continue to look for our pitches and get some runs across the board.
Sarah Schaefer in the circle now that the rain has stopped, at least for the moment, and has a good grip. What do you want to see out of her?
Just continue to command the mound. Last couple innings have been better for us, so she has to continue to dominate.
Coach, any nerves after that 6-run first inning by Pleasant Valley by your kids, or are they playing it pretty cool today?
They're playing it pretty cool. We know we just got to chip away.
All right, thanks a lot, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, head coach Carrie Eby in her 7th year as head coach for the Waukee Warriors. And there is Sarah Schaefer in the circle and continue to follow the senior in the circle.
Waukee squad definitely settling down quite a bit. I don't know if they were maybe surprised that PV was as aggressive as they were in that first inning or what, but definitely settled down. PV scoring 1 run since then, but certainly nothing like the damage that we saw in that first.
7, 8, 9 in the order here for Pleasant Valley. Emily Wood, Tara Toish, and Rachel Tebby.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Pleasant Valley getting runs scored from 7 different players.
Game balls, game balls.
So it's not as though the top of the lineup is doing the bulk of the work or anything like that. That first inning went through 11 batters. A lot of Spartans contributing.
Wood trying to get it going here in this 5th inning. Swings through strike number 3. And just the 2nd strikeout of the game for Sarah Schaefer coming here in the top of the 5th.
And probably something that this Waukee squad, because she is so good at striking players out, she had 10 strikeouts yesterday against Kennedy. Defense didn't have to work quite as hard. Pleasant Valley, to their credit, have really made Waukee work on the defensive end, throwing some different things at them with some sacrifice bunt situations, some situations of bunting for base hit. Haven't seen the long ball be a factor so far for Pleasant Valley, but Waukee defenders definitely staying busy.
Tara Toish at the plate. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 1st inning. And popped it up to the first baseman in the 3rd. Toish looks at one upstairs. So 1 away here in the 5th. The count 2-2 now on Toish. Swings through strike 3. So Schaefer now with 3 strikeouts on the day, 2 of them here in the 5th inning. So Sarah Schaefer now starting to get it rolling here in this 5th inning. Rachel Tebby at the plate. Fouls one back out of play. Tebby, we mentioned, had a home run in the quarterfinals as well for Pleasant Valley. And a year ago, as PV made their run to the state championship game, there's a hard hit ball to right field. Tebby sends Akeson back, but able to make the catch. And no harm done here in the top of the 5th inning as the Waukee defense sits him down again. 1, 2, 3. We'll be right back. Bottom of the 5th next.
Hello, I'm Molly Phillips, Executive Director and General Manager. We've received many calls and notes from you, our viewers, concerned about the future of public television. It is heartwarming to hear your stories of what public television means to you and your many offers of support. I invite you to visit our website, iptv.org, to join our I Love IPTV campaign and show your support for this essential investment in Iowa's families, communities, and future. Thank you.
Do you love watching Britain's best amateur bakers? We have an event for you, the Great British Baking Show Iowa Edition, Friday evening, August 4th at IPTV in Johnston. Join us as we crown Iowa's greatest amateur British baker. Sample some delicious baked goods. Enjoy a glass of wine and watch the finale of the Great British Baking Show. Go online or call for tickets.
Bottom of 5 coming your way here. 8-9-1 due up for the Waukee Warriors. The top seed in this 2017 State Softball Championship Tournament. Trailing Pleasant Valley 7-2. We talked to Coach Eby earlier here. She joined us via headset. Just kind of stay the process. Chip away at it. You don't have to get all 5 runs back at once. You can't get it all in one swing anyway, so for them it's got to kind of start now. A little in the 5th, a little in the 6th, a little in the 7th to come back.
Chip away, but you can't exactly wait. The longer you wait, the more runs you're going to have to score in one really big inning. Certainly they have a couple of players with some home run prowess, Schaefer and Neely, in that 3-4 spots in the lineup. 21 home runs between the two of them. A few other players, Fote with 3, a couple of others with 1 and 2 home runs apiece. So unless it's coming from 3 or 4 in the lineup, it's not likely to come from the deep ball. So like she said, you got to get ducks on the pond and need timely hits. Can't strand 8 or 9 base runners like they did yesterday.
There's a ground ball right side. Spellhog fields it, makes the throw in time, and there's 1 away. Carly Spellhog, the sophomore second baseman. You kind of mentioned it. She's approaching the ground balls a lot better here the last few innings.
Well, you just can't sit back on your heels. Even if the ball's hit hard, you still want to make sure that you're playing the softball, especially on a day like this where we've had some rain, we've had some conditions. Who knows? You know, the grounds crew does an excellent job on these fields here with some inclement weather. You just never know, that ball might be hopping around a little bit.
It's 7 batters in a row that Pleasant Valley has retired as Natalie Wellett digs in the 9 spot here for Waukee, trying to get something going for the top of the order. Due up next. That's fouled back for an 0-2 count. For Pleasant Valley in the championship game a year ago, as far as seniors on the field, you've got Mauser behind the plate and Tebby out in right field.
Like we said, very bright future ahead for the Spartans. Quite a few underclass folks playing for Waukee as well. When you talk about PV being here in this game a year ago, being 1 out away from a championship game, and Johnston just felt like Johnston kind of just took it from their clutches. This is something that they've been thinking about. As we said, you know, both of these teams fully expected to be here in this championship game in late July. They weren't really going to stand for anything otherwise. So they're here. But PV, I think, definitely been the aggressor. Would have been interesting had PV been the home team instead of the visiting team. Would they have had such aggression? Maybe Waukee would have been the aggressor, having been the visitor.
And take that mentality. First one up, let's be the first one to score.
Absolutely.
Waukee's battling back. Kate Felt, the courtesy runner, in at first. She is a sophomore to run for Wellett. Her base hit up the middle does put a runner aboard for the top of the order. Here's Akeson. That's up the middle. Right to the shortstop, picks it up on the base. Lefevre gets the out at second. And Akeson stays put at first.
Fever with a couple of really nice plays over at short today. A little bit of an errant throw. I don't know that she really had much of a shot for that double play ball, but fortunately for PV, ball doesn't get away too much. That runner is not able to advance.
There is 2 away though now, as Delaney Taylor digs in to face Spellhog. And a swing and a miss. Delaney Taylor, left fielder, first year as a starter, did run bases a year ago. part of a state championship 4x8 relay team. Led off the sprint medley relay team, rather. That one is low.
She thinks about trying to bunt for a base hit a couple pitches ago. See if maybe that keeps this defense on their toes a little bit. Maybe trying to surprise them with 2 outs. Don't often see a lot of bunts in that situation. Looks like she's swinging away now.
Sarah Schaefer is on deck for Waukee. If Taylor could find a way to get aboard. Schaefer and Neely due up next, the 2 power hitters for Waukee. Taylor looks at one outside. Maybe a little high. 3-2 the count. Spellhog with 2 outs trying to go get Taylor right here.
If you want to go right at her, I don't think you want to face Schaefer with 2 runners on.
Swing and a miss, and the bat flies out of the hands of Taylor. And it is strikeout number 2 for Ellie Spellhog, and that ends the 5th inning here. So we take a look at some highlights from this 5A title game. A huge first inning for Pleasant Valley as runs just started to pour in. 6 runs across the plate. Only 1 of them earned. 3 errors by Waukee, but Waukee would try and scratch a few back. Scoring 1 in the first and another one in the second. Kelly Fote with an RBI to score Platte in the 2nd inning. And then we have quieted down a bit. Top of the 3rd, Pleasant Valley able to get 1 more back and push their lead back to 5.
All about that first inning. Certainly Waukee more than capable of scoring 6, 7, 8 runs in a contest, but in a state championship game against a very tough pitcher like Spellhog, we anticipate possibly seeing Lara maybe this next inning here. It's definitely a big task to come from behind 6-0 in any game, but let alone against in a state championship game against a very worthy opponent with a couple of really strong pitchers. Just really tough to put yourself in that deep of a hole early on.
It's the top of the order here in the top of the 6th for Pleasant Valley. Carly Spellhog to the plate. She has 2 base hits in this title game. Both nice solid ground balls up into center field. And there's a line drive up into center field, and she's aboard for the 4th time today, and that's her 3rd base hit.
She's had a great state tournament. 3 of 8 coming into this game. Had her 5th home run yesterday in semifinal action. 2 of 3 today.
A .466 batting average. Has some stolen base potential as well. Keep an eye on her at first. Here's Lefevre at the plate.
And I misspoke. She's 3 of 4 today, not 2 of 3 today.
Nice play made by Platte at 3rd. It does advance Spellhog out to 2nd base, so a runner in scoring position for Alexia Lara, 3rd baseman.
Coach Lara wanting to scratch out any type of additional run that he can, realizing that with this potent Waukee offense, they'll still have a couple more scoring opportunities. Big difference between a 6-run lead and a 5-run lead.
Just 1 away here in the 6th. Changeup misses high, and Lara looks at 2 balls here to begin her at-bat.
One of the things I appreciated in talking to Coach Lara yesterday is he gave so much credit to the previous head coach.
That's right, Lori Duncan.
Lori Duncan, that's right. He said she's been here in Fort Dodge cheering us on. She has a couple kids, wanted to be able to spend more time with them at this time in their lives, and he definitely attributed much of the success, and I think his success as a coach, to to what she did with this program. So
he said they're just trying to finish what she started.
That's
what he's trying to do. He's trying to honor Lori by getting these girls a state title. And that is ball 4 for Alexia Lara. So there's 2 aboard with 1 out.
It's a nice article in the Quad City Times about Coach Lara. He's just finishing up his teaching degree at St. Ambrose.
That's right.
At the age of 40, he's discovered what he wants to do with his life after spending some time in the military, some time in the agriculture world. He knows that his passion is working with young people, and I think coaching is helping him discover that. So he will finish up his student teaching this fall, and then he'll be on the job market. So if you're in the Quad Cities and you're looking to hire, we got a hot prospect for you.
He's got 8 weeks in elementary and 8 weeks at a middle school. Ground ball right by the first baseman, Yakovitz. And coming around to score is Spellhog, and Pleasant Valley gets another insurance run. This one comes here in the 6th inning off the bat of Hannah Mauser.
And that is just a shot to the opposite direction. Great job of Mauser. Goes with the pitch. Not surprising that Spellhog was turning the corner at third and had every intention of scoring with that base hit.
So Claire Bebo courtesy running for the 3rd time today for Hannah Mauser. As Mauser has kept Bebo, the young freshman, busy. At the plate, Ellie Spellhog. Their pitcher 0 for 3. Ground out, pop out, did reach in the 1st inning and score a run, and that one's on the ground foul on the 3rd base side.
Spellhog's been very good in the circle, though. Sure, she wants to get a hit here, be a little bit better than 0 for 3, but she's done a really nice job holding this very good Waukee squad to just 3 hits.
Sarah Schaefer dealing the 1-2. Nice job by Spellhog to fight that one off and stay alive. Sarah Schaefer, 3 strikeouts so far today. Pleasant Valley doing a good job of just hanging so tough with these at-bats, fouling a lot of pitches off today.
Well, really making Sarah Schaefer work. Probably not used to throwing quite so many pitches. They have worked really hard, been very aggressive. Even though there have been some at-bats, I would say they've been aggressive, but they've fought off a lot of pitches. Like you just said, that 1st inning, it seems like we would just start to talk about a player who is maybe up to bat, and then would have already made contact with the ball or something because they were so aggressive in first pitches.
That one misses. Bebo takes 2nd base. The count goes to 2-2. That was the 7th pitch of this at-bat, and the count just 2 balls, 2 strikes. Spellhog battling at the plate. Swings through, strike 3, and there's 2 away. That's 4 strikeouts now for Schaefer. Sarah Schaefer settling in. 2 strikeouts last inning in the 5th. Now has one here in the 6th. Here's Riley Carlson, the first baseman. She bats in the 6th spot for Waukee. 2 runners in scoring position. Lara at 3rd, Bebo at 2nd base.
We talked about this PV team and how aggressive they have been. Sarah Schaefer ERA coming into the state tournament, .66. Spartans have tagged her for 6 earned runs today, 4 strikeouts. She had 10 strikeouts yesterday in semifinals.
Carlson 1 for 3. Ground ball right to Yakovitz, and takes it to the bag herself. And 1 run is across for Pleasant Valley, but they do leave 2 stranded. The lead now up to 6 once again for PV. 8-2 is our score here. And we will be right back. Bottom of the 6th when we return.
Growing up wild is hard when you've lost your mom. But some orphans get a second chance at a wild life. Danny must build confidence. Neil needs a friend to help him grow. And a little sloth named Newbie battles pneumonia.
See it Sunday afternoon at 1 on Iowa Public Television.
See more of your favorite IPTV programs on YouTube. Follow Iowa Ingredient on Facebook. Connect with all our social networks by visiting iptv.org/social.
Iowa Public Television is Iowa's statewide broadcasting network. IPTV provides quality, non-commercial programming and educational services that make a difference in the lives of Iowans. As one of the last locally controlled media enterprises in the state, IPTV is committed to telling Iowa's stories like no one else can.
Pleasant Valley adds an insurance run in the top of the 6th inning. Their lead back to 6 now. On top of Waukee, 8-2. As Pleasant Valley continuing to be aggressive at the plate. And Pleasant Valley sticking with their pitching routine that they've had through the tournament. Ellie Spellhog for a while, then Alexia Lara, kind of a change of pace pitcher, as Lara will bring some heat and a little bit of jump.
And we fully anticipated this change. That's why we've been talking about it really throughout this game. You could see Alexia scamper off in between innings. If she wasn't due up in the batting lineup, she would scamper off to the bullpen, get a couple pitches in, a warm-up in between innings, because as we've said, she plays third base when she's not in the circle. I'm talking to Hannah Mauser, the catcher, yesterday. She said it's fun to coach these 2 different pitchers. They're pretty different in their pitching styles and what they bring, but she said she really enjoys catching for both of them. They're both juniors, Spellog and Lara.
And Spellhog threw 65 pitches through 5 innings. In comparison, Sarah Schaefer for Waukee's thrown 84. So obviously PV's bats have made a difference in the pitch count. Sarah Schaefer, though, trying to help her own cause to see if she can get something started for Waukee.
I'm talking to Ellie Spellog yesterday. Said one of the things they like so much about bringing Alexia in right about the 5th inning is that it's probably just one more trip through the lineup. Wow.
Here's a high fly ball, deep left field. It is tailing foul, and it is foul. As Tara Toish giving chase.
As I was saying, one thing they really like about this scenario is that, like this scenario here, you get to the heart of this Waukee lineup, and they will likely only see Lara the one time.
And Schaefer goes down looking.
And since they are different types of pitchers, it can be really effective.
Look at this last changeup, floated out there, caught the outside corner. Schaefer down on strikes. Morgan Neely now to the plate. She's 0 for 2. There's a high fly ball. Toish goes back initially. Now comes in, and it makes the catch out in left, and there's 2 away. Tara Toish, a sophomore, out in left. Camped underneath it. Should mention with the change to Alexia Lara to the plate, it is Bella Ludkin, freshman at third base, replacing Lara defensively. Here's Platty, ground ball, and that is to Lubkin. The throw over to first, pulls the first baseman off, but Carlson makes the catch and the tag. And it's 3 up, 3 down for Waukee. As we go to the 7th inning, Pleasant Valley, a 6-run lead. We'll be back with the final inning.
Eat it raw, steamed, or fried. Broccoli is king when it comes to versatility. I'm Charity Nebbe. On the next Iowa Ingredient, we'll find out how broccoli is grown in Iowa.
From seed, it's 90 days to harvest.
Then Chef David Barusio of Baru 66 will tantalize our taste buds with some broccoli recipes. All that and more on the next Iowa Ingredient.
Saturday morning at 11:30 on Iowa Public Television.
We have a message that we're trying to get across. Everyone's going to take something different from the songs, and it just surprises you in an unbelievable way.
Enjoy it tonight at 10 on Iowa Public Television.
6-run lead for Pleasant Valley here in the 7th inning. Visitors on the scoreboard. They will lead it off here in the 7th. 7-8-9 up for PV with Emily Wood leading off. Tara Toish, Rachel Tebby, the next two batters for Pleasant Valley. Sarah Schaefer quickly up, an 0-2 count on Wood.
Mist has returned a bit to Fort Dodge, something that's been a little on and off throughout this game.
Schaefer fields her position. There's one away. Wood on the ground out. 1 for 4 now. Tara Toish to the plate. 0 for 3, but did reach on a fielder's choice in the first inning.
Has an RBI in the game. Carly Spellog, the only player for Pleasant Valley to score more than once. She has 2 runs. 6 other players with 1 run apiece. Spartans have really gotten offensive production from the top to the bottom of their lineup.
Swing and a miss, and once again, Schaefer up. No balls, 2 strikes. Trying to make this a quick 7th inning, knowing that she's got the bottom of the order here. And Toish looks at strike 3. And strikeout number 5 for Sarah Schaefer for the Waukee Warriors. There's another look at it. Sarah Schaefer going to Michigan next year. Catches that inside corner.
Yep. Just going to say the same exact thing, Brad. We're so in sync.
Here's Tebby, fly ball, and that is fielded by Kelly Fote, the senior second baseman, and a very quick top of the 7th for Pleasant Valley. As Pleasant Valley, the Spartans, 3 outs away from a championship game. Let's listen in to Coach Jose Lara.
Right here is where we slow it down. We slow it down. It's our pace, not their pace, okay? We communicate. We field the ball. We throw the ball. Everybody's talking, right? Field the ball with your heart, right? 7th inning. 3 outs. We go. Here we go, girls. Here we go. Here we go.
Head coach Jose Lara in his first season as head coach. And finally, we talked about it. They're trying to finish what head coach Lori Duncan started. Him and his wife, Michelle Bennett Lara, met in the U.S. Navy in San Diego. Their 2 kids born in San Diego. After 3 years, Jose got out of the military and just a few years ago found out, hey, I want to be a teacher. So he's finishing his student teaching here. We've got the camouflage patriotic uniforms, and we're 1 out away from a state title a year ago and have had that chip on their shoulder for 365 days and trying to get over the hump here, just 3 outs away now with a 6-run lead.
Well, it's interesting how we phrase it as now we slow down, we play our pace here. I wasn't here a year ago when they lost to Johnston, when they were 1 out away, but Be interesting to know. I don't know what the pace was that late in that game. What was it about Johnston and what they did that maybe took the pace away from them? And clearly something that they have communicated. Talked about field this ball with your heart, throw the ball, make the game simple. You've got a nice cushion when you have chances to get out. If there are runners in scoring positions, you don't need to worry about them for a little while because you've got that nice cushion.
Communicate, field it, throw it. Due up for Waukee, 6, 7, 8 in their batting order. Casey Costa leads it off. Kelly Fote, Jalen Yakovitz due up second and third. First pitch strike from Alexia Lara.
Well, PV's got to feel a little more comfortable knowing that they got through really the meat of the lineup for Waukee. Don't have Schaefer and Neely to face unless they get really all the way around through the lineup. And you can see Alexia Lara just a little different enough, causing some challenges for the Waukee Warriors here in this second inning that she's facing batters. Ellie Spellog did a great job, only giving up 3 hits in 5 innings.
That one's fouled away by Costa. Alexia Lara, not as many innings as Ellie Spellhog this season. Just under 98 innings coming into the state tournament. Here's a high fly ball. Lefevre, the shortstop, gives chase. Cannot make it there in time, and it lands just fair in left field. And it's a leadoff double for Casey Costa and Waukee.
Even though that hung in the air for a long time, pretty far distance for shortstop and left field to travel. I think if you had it your way, you'd want your left fielder to come in and try to catch that. She's playing pretty deep out there in left. Like I said, pretty far distance to travel to try to make that play.
So Kelly Fote, the senior, to the plate for Waukee. Leadoff double by Costa. Here's a high fly ball into center field. Emily Wood underneath it, and the 8th grader makes the catch for out number 1. And Grace Foxen, now a junior, checking in. Grace Foxen, the junior, with 5 hits, 6 RBIs on the season.
Here we go, ladies.
Good look at the determination on the face of Alexia Lara. Trying to seal the deal here. Oh, so close 1 year ago.
And Lara delivers strike 1 to Foxen. Lara, 1.58 ERA, over 100 strikeouts on the season. Pretty similar when it comes to opposing teams' batting average against her. Just a 165, and Foxen swings through strike 2.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Foxen hangs tough, fouls that one straight back.
Coach Eby talking to Foxen about keeping that weight back. Don't get out on that front foot, even with maybe some of the off-speed offerings of Lara.
Here's the 0-2, and that one is fouled. Good quality at bat here now. Foxen starting to battle. And you see Coach Lara for Pleasant Valley in the dugout. 2 outs away from a state title.
And Lara really jamming the batter here. Coming with those inside pitches.
That one slid low out of the strike zone. Coach Lara calls the pitches into the catcher, Mauser. And then out to Alexia Lara.
Conference, good. Conference.
And now Coach Lara's going to head out to the pitcher's circle. And we'll listen in.
They got okay, so they swipe their hands, so we're changing the change up to the 5. Okay, 5 or not 5. Okay, change up to 4. Okay, here we go. Okay, finish it strong, kid. Let's go.
Sounds like maybe switching the signals from the dugout to the catchers. We were just talking about that.
Yep. Going to switch up how they're calling things. Think maybe Waukee's catching on a little bit with what they're doing.
So Lara's still up on the count here on Foxen. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
A little bit of a chess match here, a little cat and mouse between coaches.
And it's strike 3 for out number 2. Second strikeout for Alexia Lara. And Natalie Willett to the plate. The freshman catcher for Waukee. It's Costa on second base.
This is the position that PV was in a year ago. 1 out away. I'm sure they've replayed that moment in their minds a lot. So many returning starters for the Spartans.
The count goes to 1-1 as Lara puts one on the inside part of the plate. Coach Lara watching on. Here's the 1-1. Changeup misses just low. It's dropping out of the strike zone just before it gets to the plate.
2 balls, 1 strike.
There's a high fly ball. Who's going to take it? Carlson, the first baseman. No, Lara, the pitcher, takes it. Pleasant Valley, your 5A state champions in 2017.
They redeemed themselves 1 year later. 8 returning starters. This is exactly where they plan to be. Able to redeem themselves, and not too many seniors on this squad. This is a great opportunity for the Spartans to have a little bit of a dynasty and really get some things going. 3 seniors, 3 seniors, 2 of them in that starting lineup. Got some really nice production from those 2 seniors, Tibby and Mauser.
After losing the title game a year ago, Pleasant Valley from Bettendorf, Iowa, your 5A state champs, underneath the direction of head coach Jose Lara, but gives a lot of credit to head coach Lori Duncan. Lori, they just finished what you started. That was their mission.
Absolutely. Always fun when you see a father-daughter, mother-daughter duo with a coach and a student athlete. Fun that they're able to seal the deal, finish it off, and beat a really good Waukee team. I mean, Sarah Schaefer, one of the best, if not the best pitchers in the state. The last several years will continue her career at Michigan, so a lot of credit to them for jumping on her early.
Pleasant Valley ends a 14-year run for the CIML of winning this Class 5A title.
Amazing that conference has had such dominance.
Regional manager. Your Class 5A all-tournament team. From Pleasant Valley, Rachel Tebby. From Waukee, Delaney Taylor. From Pleasant Valley, Emily Wood. From Cedar Rapids, Kennedy, Ashley Hamilton. From Cedar Rapids, Kennedy, Jenna Schwartzoff. From Urbandale, Skylar Schellmeyer. From Johnston, Brooke Wilms. From West Des Moines Valley, Mackenzie Ward. From Pleasant Valley, Alexia Lara. From Waukee, Sarah Schaefer. And your Class 5A All-Tournament team captain from Pleasant Valley, Carly Spellhog.
Pretty impressive lineup there on the all-tournament squad.
Carly Spellhog, the captain of the all-tournament team. Second baseman did it with the bats all week long. There is a look at the 5A all-tournament team. Pleasant Valley Waukee here in the championship game represented, as well as Cedar Rapids, Kennedy, Urbandale, Johnson, and West Des Moines Valley.
Now for the trophy presentation. In addition to receiving plaques, every participating player will receive a commemorative softball provided by Iowa Farm Bureau, title sponsor of the Girls Athletic Union. Presenting awards are members of the IGHSAU Board of Directors, Deanne Kramer, Shan Seivert, Roger Francis, Greg Ebling, and George Tracy. Congratulations to the runner-up in Class 5A, head coach Carrie Eby, and the Waukee Warriors on an outstanding 2017 softball season. And your 2017 Class 5A State Softball Champions, head coach Jose Lara and the Spartans of Pleasant Valley.
That's the joy of winning a state championship, and a bunch of kids that wanted it so bad after losing in the title game a year ago. It's hard enough to get back, but to get over the hump and win it all, really a storybook ending for Pleasant Valley.
And they'll be back. A couple seniors graduate, but the bulk of this lineup remains. So they are happy to take this championship to Eastern Iowa for the first time in 15 years. I imagine there's a few other squads in the Quad Cities area pretty happy to be snatching that trophy from the clutches of the Metro League.
All right, Pleasant Valley used a 6-run first inning. They win it 8-2 over Waukee. Pleasant Valley put it in play, and it was enough to be your 2017 Class 5A state champions. Next up, Class 1A. It's Key High and Clarksville. Stay tuned here to Iowa Public Television.
Funding for the Iowa Girls High School State Softball Championships is provided by
The path to greatness starts early. The Iowa Farm Bureau believes in Iowa's youth and their pursuit of greatness. That's why we're proud to be the title sponsor of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. Each student's effort is important, and when one rises, we all rise to a better Iowa.
Fairway, along with Nabisco, Frito-Lay, and Sara Lee, is a proud sponsor of the Iowa Girls Sports Championships. We congratulate all the schools and student athletes participating in this year's Girls High School State Softball Championships. Fairway, proud to care for the places we work and live. By Musco Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community. Mid-American Energy and their Energy Advantage programs are dedicated to increasing the awareness of energy efficiency in Iowa's homes and businesses. Information is at midamericanenergy.com. Mid-American Energy, obsessively, relentlessly at your